Should we just do it?
Yep.
Well.
Yeah, good boy, good footy energy. Yeah, good boy, good footy energy. Yeah, good boy, good footy energy.
Hello and welcome to the Good Footy Energies podcast, the place where if your bedtime is about 8:30, you'll probably fall asleep at the Brownlow.
That was so good.
I think people, even without a bedtime, fall asleep at the Brownlow sometimes.
Everyone does.
Are you trying to set me up for that gag, or it just seemed natural?
Need to spice up the Brownlow. All right, well, we're back this week.
Let them know early.
How would you spice up the
We've been
Brownlow?
about-
Dude, get a bit of I reckon a bit of South American food would be all right.
Ooh, I was about to say some South American dance,
Oh!
some salsa.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds like we've got a
Okay.
bit South American theme.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it.
I guess that
Can you
spiciness.
imagine that?
Hollow Earth.
The Brownlow.
Hollow
It's just
Earth.
like a
I could see like a Moroccan theme.
yeah. Had Montezuma's.
Maybe the guys could wear dresses. No, but welcome back to the pod.
Yeah, welcome back.
Had a week off last week. Thanks to those loyal listeners.
Yeah, for
We
not
didn't really do anything.
for
but
not listening last week.
It was a nice touch that you individually called all of our listeners
Yeah.
just to give them half an hour of stuff.
Yeah,
They
no,
were
I was
on break.
just a little bit sick. Took a break. It wasn't for those who have a sharp mind. You'll be going. Remember, Rube's got the text message about the COVID. But it wasn't from that though.
How do you remember about that?
Yeah.
Everyone asked me about that. That was a late week and a half off.
Yeah, that was
It
good.
So, well, not me. I was working, but my girlfriend had a week and a half off. It's nice.
Little break. And as an empath, you really felt relaxed.
I did. Shout outs to Steph.
Proxy elitism.
That's it.
Well, that's
That's
just your classic guy. A break from the girlfriend's better than break from work. or
That's
something,
it.
You know?
That's
It's
it,
more of a
mate.
break. He'd rather be pumping in the fucking the mines.
Mate, I was working double time down there.
All right, give me a week in the mines any day from the missus.
Down Olympic Dam with my Roxby boys.
You know, listening to Triple M.
We all love our missuses,
That's right. That's right.
of which two of us have one.
And two don't.
The rest are single men. We just work in the mines anyway, just for the paycheck, mate.
Get a jet ski.
Dude, that is so true, man. If you do like 3 months in the mines, you just come out with the jet ski. like it's that's just bang on. Go to WA, just like slaving, like red
That's the
dirt.
the next key piece in the next state budget needs to be like a water park.
Yeah.
Out near the mines.
Fuck yeah.
That'd
Just
go off.
One of the empty mines, chuck some water in there.
Make it a dam.
Ding, ding, ding.
Make it
Yeah.
a dam, mate. Simples.
Yeah, that's a good point. Did you watch any footy this week, Brad?
Yeah, well, I've got 2 weeks worth of footy
Yeah.
to talk about. No, not
That
really.
we do. That we do.
I've just got a list here of rough things. We'll just pick one at random.
Yeah,
the new
shoot.
Random. Andy Marr, 5-minute warning, Crows.
Huge on this.
Yeah,
Huge.
so Andy Marr, for those don't know, he's been sort of, not propagandaing, sort of
Yeah.
leading the brigade.
What? Bring back the 5-minute warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
That is
reckons...
so Andy Marr.
What's the 5-minute warning?
So instead of a countdown clock for the last 5 minutes where you know exactly how long is left, they just put on how many minutes have elapsed so far.
yeah, in
so
the quarter.
it's always a different amount every time, so you don't know when the siren's going to go.
Yeah.
Because they don't take the clock doesn't
the count-
stop when the ball goes out like it would on a countdown clock. So it adds a bit of theatre to the game.
It
It's
does.
like when you go to the VFL or SANFL, usually they have the clock counting upwards
Yep.
back in the old days. It's like old school, and they used to have on Channel 10, they would go, when it comes to the last quarter, 5 minutes, there'd be a big flash with fire, but 5-minute warning, and then you go, no one knows how
No one
long's
knows.
left. And it adds an element, because on the weekend, the Crows game, everyone knew there was like no time left, and Bulldogs even kicked a goal like with like 10 seconds to go, and so then they were only like 1 point down or something.
It was achievable though. I thought it had seven.
Yeah,
had 7 seconds.
It
instead
was,
of
but
outs.
because you knew how much time was left,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
commentators
Yeah, yeah.
were calling that game with no energy because it was like the game was basically over.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know
Yeah.
how long was left and the 5-minute warning was there, you would be going "Buzz, let's
Crazy.
just kick the
Crazy.
ball." And
Crazy.
so
How aware are the
Yeah.
players of the time?
Oh, as much as they can be.
Players
yeah.
be really aware.
I think
Yeah,
fairly
okay.
aware of
Yeah.
the benches. Were they back in the day with the 5-minute warning? Probably they're similar.
What's this? I thought they've always known.
They're
That's why
holding up those signs now.
Well, they got runners.
You have to
that's
ban.
what their job
The
is.
30 minute, the minute left. Everyone on the they hold up those signs. The COVID. They need to ban them. And
I don't mind them. I got no issue.
if they were doing the 5 minute.
Oh yeah, they couldn't be there. Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you reckon? Because it's.
I'm huge on it. I think especially that game was a perfect sample for why the 5 minute warning would work. But if you're watching, Gold Coast like beat the crap out of someone, you don't need a 5 minute warning. Like,
but I don't know if they'd be able to pick and choose it.
Yeah, you can't pick and choose which games.
Maybe it'd have to be a Channel 7 coverage thing rather than like Fox Footy or something.
I'm into it, just not when it's my team playing because I really want to know.
It would add a level of anxiety.
It does. It used to be. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's very short-term anxiety though. Like it's healthy anxiety. It's not thinking about the future or the past and all the mistakes you've made in your life. It is, oh my God, I don't know how much time is left in this game of footy. It's a healthy It's a healthy amount of anxiety.
I'd just be like ticks over 28 minutes.
I put that under like natural human feeling. Like it's really good.
Bring some emotion. I would have to stop myself from checking the time on the app. There's always that one guy. It's 40 seconds left.
Yeah. Oh, there's always.
You need that guy at the game.
You
though.
do. That's what I had to say.
How long's left? He's talking
You
to
like
his friend.
that guy.
He says it slightly.
I like
loud
that
enough.
guy.
It sounds like you guys don't like the 5 minute
28
warning.
seconds left.
You guys still want to know?
You know what's funny? I'm actually picking and choosing completely.
I'm picking some issues here with maybe control in your life. Maybe
Yeah, that's a good
psychologically, if
one.
we can delve a bit deeper.
Yeah, I hate to listen. I can't listen to the game on the radio. Well, a port game, like a game I really am interested in, because I feel like it must be a control thing. I can't see it. And so I feel so out of control. I don't know what's going on there. And it's like, and Geelong kicking another goal. And you're like, where'd the goal come from?
Yeah.
And then it's going bang, 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 bang. There's nothing I can do to stop it. But if I feel like I'm watching, I can get a...
Yeah, you're in control.
I can understand what's happening. I'm not...
You're at the complete mercy of whoever's commentating as well.
Yeah.
Like, you need to describe what's actually going on. You can't just name players' names in succession as they handball to each other. You need to let me know, where's the ball? What is the ball doing? Is it wet? Did it slip out of his hands or did he just drop it? Like, I need to know this information.
Crucial.
All right, so we're going to do a vote. If you 5 minute warning, yes or no, but this has to be every single game. That's the rule.
What? Has to be every single
Like
game.
1, 2, 3,
So
go.
that's the vote. So I vote...
I'm voting yes for the 5 minute warning. I think we should have it.
I'm going to vote no just to make it harder for Brad.
Yeah, trial it for a year.
Yep.
You know what happened when
What do
you
you
closed
reckon?
your eyes just then?
What?
Geelong kicked another goal. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm with you guys. Let's trial it for a year. I didn't know it was going to be a year. I'm into that.
Make it up the rules.
Let's do it.
Now you send Lepo a text message before every game. Can you talk us through that and some of the text messages you send through?
Yeah, so pretty much just send Lep a text message trying to get him up and about. It's just got something to do with the team and trying to get him up and about.
All right, so this week we want to work out what we would say to Mason Cox to help get him up and about. Now that Grundy's injured for a few weeks, I feel like there's maybe a spot for him to step up and probably his final chance really to take
definitely.
the ball by the horns and get up and about and do something.
Yeah.
I might I already feel like he's about as up as you can get. He's about the tallest man in the AFL.
Is he the tallest?
So I'm just gonna run with that.
2'11".
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
Shit, that's tall.
That is tall.
So
How's he keep getting poked in the eye?
I know.
His
up
eye,
with that?
because his eyes aren't. No, wait, there's his head. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think he just needs to learn how to get about. So I would probably just take it back to a scientific sort of standpoint. Look
Yep.
at his running patterns. Just make sure he's doing that all right. I don't think the attitude's ever been a problem for him.
Nah,
And he's already very up. So he just needs to get about.
He does have a positive attitude, but I feel like maybe he just needs to get a bit more of a focused, intense, like a lion or a tiger. Actually, I've been reading up on lions and tigers. Apparently, tigers are more vicious.
Really?
Or like, you think of lion as like, I'm a lion. It's like, mate, tigers,
Yeah.
So you got to look out for.
don't bark
tigers.
around.
A lion is a really bad example of something you want to be like, from what I know. And they
Yep.
sort of just have like one sort of short sprint every day to
Yep.
get their food, and then
Yeah.
they just chill for the rest of the
Lazy,
day.
man. Tigers are
Well, Mike
lazy.
Tyson
We
was
want
saying-
repeat efforts.
Yep. Yeah, they're very sort of group. And
Orientated.
Mike Tyson says they're almost like a dog where they like to be in sort of groups, whereas a tiger is like a cat.
Yeah.
And they'll have like one owner that they'll maybe not fuck with, and then everyone else do watch out.
So he's going to be like the tiger.
Yeah, eye of the tiger. So there's a lot of things happening here. The eyes, because he's had eye injuries. So some Reiki on his eyes. Keep wearing the goggles. That can be fun. And someone was saying, like Quinton Lynch used to take a mark kick for goal, take his glove off,
Yeah.
and take the sunnies off.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
And so I pretty much just look him in the eyes and maybe give him a light slap. I don't know if you've seen that movie, Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, I was
at
thinking
the
that.
end where Steve Carell slaps Gosling. Well, actually, they both slap each other. But
Bit of a running gag, yeah.
yeah, so at the end, Steve Carell slaps Ryan Gosling. So I'd give him one of them just to wake him up, make sure he's looking at me, and I'd give him the old Rube's mum from episode 1 of this podcast, where she said to Ian Perry, who was out of form, she said, did she just say do something?
We got his autograph,
Yeah, and then what happened?
and I said to him, big game on Saturday, and he sort of made a little negative remark.
Of course he did. He was so negative, wasn't he?
Really negative.
Yeah.
And I said to him, no, you must think positive.
Yeah.
But anything, you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
It's true, though.
Wow.
And he just looked at me weirdly.
Need to believe in yourself.
She said,
yeah,
believe in yourself
yourself.
and lift. And I would look him in the eyes, and so what I would say, and you need to just go for it. Like be ferocious.
Yeah. So you're saying a bit more of the about.
Bit more of a bout.
It's that simple.
Brad's
Yeah.
trying to get him
Brad's saying a bit more of the eye of the tiger, not much of the roar of the lion. I know you mentioned before about the goggles. I would tell him to do a full like CSI Miami type moment.
Oh, wow. I
yeah, what was
like
that guy's name? Deno? No, that's a
Nah,
different
that's
show.
NCIS.
Yeah, I get them all mixed up.
Yeah, it's Horatio.
Wow.
Most knows the name. It's like, that's NCIS.
two shows I don't even watch. You guys keep up.
Not playing today. But yeah, I would get him to probably, turn and I guess like face me. And he's American too, so even better. He can obviously do something where he'd be like, fuck, what would he say?
Like kick a goal and then do it, or you just like you just
I'm
want,
thinking
you
like
just want him to say something.
I wanted to say like to get him, up and about like pre-game. This is like Wednesday. I'm thinking like catching up for a coffee type thing, and I'm like, dude, Mason, you've been semi-rubbish this year. I feel like you're a bit of a scapegoat,
And then he
everyone
says-
wants you to to fail or whatever, and he's just like, Ruben, you're a piece of shit. Like,
You said the rubbish thing could be like, well, it's time to take out the trash.
yeah, see, that's why Motor's on the podcast. That's why we got him here.
Thought you were going to say. Lee, go for it.
Call me a piece of shit is pretty good.
We'll add in the yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know what's funny? I swear the next scene's jet ski for that. Which full circle, come back to jet ski. Anyway, that's what I would do to get Mason Cox up and about.
So I feel like now it is our responsibility to educate and create the new realities. We have the responsibility to say, hey, this is the way it should be done. Because we do it this way and, you see people's drop punt techniques, they're actually getting better.
All right, and welcome back. We'll just talk a bit of the footy from the last week's round.
Why not?
Start off with the Anzac game.
Backwards.
Backwards, don't mind it.
Yeah, we should
I like that.
going backwards this week. There was something caught my eye with Jake Kelly. So this was a bit of a cool trickness from the 7 AFL, the guy in the van out the back.
Yeah.
Jake Kelly went near the ball, and the commentator mentioned his name. Oh, good effort by Jake Kelly. And then like a second later, the camera shot went to Jake Kelly's dad, who was in the
Craig Kelly.
crowd. Craig Kelly zoomed in, it's hard to zoom in on a camera. I don't know
Very
where
hard.
the camera was. How many cameras they have the game? They don't have a fucking Craig Kelly camera.
Exactly.
Kelly Cam.
They're not waiting for fucking
they're
Jake
not.
Kelly to hit.
They're
the commentator called Jake Kelly.
Straight away.
Go to the camera 12 because we got it. So I reckon they took that. They do all their ones early.
Yeah.
They take them early, and then they've got them saved, and then they're just
Yeah.
putting them in. That's
That's
not real
it.
time.
That's
not
it.
real time, son. But
No way.
you don't think about a
You
thing.
don't
You're like,
think
wait,
about
that's
it.
pretty good.
That was really good camera work.
Oh, gee.
That was really good camera work.
That's his dad. You've
Right.
got to think past the veil.
Yeah. You've just took us behind the curtain there. I'd never even considered that.
Yep.
Neither.
Maybe we should get your Fox Sports cameraman, mate, to
Ooh.
shed some light on that.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully he's listening. He sent me a message the other day. We were talking about camera angles or something. I don't know. We'll have to get
Can't
him
imagine
on.
to have much more to talk about.
Yeah, we'll have to
never met him.
We'll have to get him on at some point. But yeah, because I feel like a couple of coaches have said that in the past where because they always go to every time something bad happens for a team, they'll go to that coach and like see their reaction.
Yep.
Which my uncle doesn't like that because he's like, you're focusing on the negativity of the, you want them to have a negative reaction. But I have heard coaches say they have implanted old footage from earlier in the game at that moment
Exactly.
to fit a narrative, which is false news. Try to do a Donald Trump impression.
I think
False news.
Fake news. It's all so they're, which I don't mind from an art. So you do. I don't mind that if it's playful narrative and it's not too major. Like a Jake Kelly one.
There's that,
His
and then
dad.
there's like Married at First Sight style editing where they've got like Chris Scott footage from 10 years ago where he's going crazy doing the big face.
Yep.
Like
That's
Nah,
really,
that was in real time. Come on, that was in real time.
like the guy.
I'm saying they bring it back now. If they brought it back now, you'd be like, well, that's clearly doctored.
We get the guy on the camera. And he's like, no, Chris, Scott Brothers real time. Like, you don't need.
I'd like them to like accidentally mix up the footage and then it'd be like a Demons fucking whoever game and then it goes up and it's just Bomber Thompson eating the sandwich.
You stole my bit. That's so niche. That's so niche. That was my profile picture once.
So yeah, that must be one of the jobs of the cameraman, just to go get 5-10 second clips of all the famous people sitting in the stands. So if they need to get called upon, or maybe they do have a Jake Kelly camera for his dad.
Dude, I reckon
How many-
there's more to this than what we know.
I feel like there's an investigation in this.
There is. There is.
Maybe send that one to Josh Garlop.
I was going to say though, just on the camera work, is I always found it really surprising that like any time they used to cut to Ken Hinkley, like he's always having a sip of Coke, like always, and it's like, well, how many Cokes is he going through? Maybe he is drinking like 1 1/4. Always Coke Zero too. Hates sugar, but it's like every time he's always having a sip, and I'm always like, dude, like they're making this guy look like he's fucking constantly thirsty and super lazy, you know?
Yep.
He's more interested in his soft drink than the game.
Yeah, they've just got heaps of them built up
Yeah.
to show him drink. But yeah, it's funny they're talking about because obviously Brad Scott used to do that a lot, and then the new umpiring rule with you can't put your arms out for dissent, and he was the one coming out and saying it quite strong because he works for the AFL now,
right.
and it's like, you're the king.
He's the king of the arms
You're the
out.
king.
Yeah.
The king of the arms out.
I think Chris more so. Chris loves the arms out and the wide mouth and the look around.
But I mean, this is maybe just him making reparations for all those years of throwing his arms out.
I'm sure he's seen the error of his
ways.
ways. Yeah, I think I feel like that rule will find its balance point. The people were up in arms a week or so ago.
That's a great pun there.
Well, I know what you mean, but it was funny seeing all the players having to hold it in, and so which I guess shows you how often a player will complain at a decision. Pretty much every decision, they're just going. So that could maybe be trained out in a good way to have it, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, people say you don't want to lose the emotion.
Yeah, but there's emotion and there's like abusing someone.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's really. Yeah, you could probably. I don't know if we need that particular.
They're not telling people not to cheer after kicking a goal or,
Yep.
React to a teammate. It's just let's not abuse these 3 little guys that are doing a horrible job. No one else wants to do it. All right, if we bully them out, we are fucked.
That sounds like abuse to me.
We need them in the game. Don't abuse them.
Well, I think it's as simple as just either make it. You can't say anything, or you can say everything. Like I'm sick of this in between. You know what I mean? It's like no one whistle goes, you say nothing. All
Nothing,
right,
that's it. That's
Get
the
over
rule.
it. You keep playing.
Yeah.
All right. Or it's like everyone, let's get mean. You know, let's get angry out there. One or the other. All right. Take your side.
Well, I think they had to because the obviously the junior. I think that's really the issue. Obviously,
The juniors.
there's no umpires in juniors. What figure did they give? Classic, like we're 6 million short. Like,
Yeah.
What was it? 6 million short.
What?
No,
Nah, they're like 4,000 short.
6,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Of
something-
what? Of who? Junior footy?
Junior footy umpires.
Send a
Not 6
parent
million.
out there.
They're just
That's the parent's job.
They don't want to do it. Yeah,
I don't blame them.
They
Yeah,
get
that'll
abused.
abuse.
they want to abuse.
Yeah, they're the abusees. The parents are the real problem.
Yeah,
But there's a bit. Some umpires.
that's actually a great point. That is a great point.
Parents
it's not
are
for
the
the
real problem.
kids. It's for the parents
Yeah,
of the
it's for
kids.
Parents. Exactly.
You should take a
That's
long, hard
true.
look at yourselves.
Yeah, parents.
That's
is-
actually true because a kid's like. I mean, yeah, he might be gone a
8-year-old
little bit, but what are you? It's a kid. Right?
Yeah, it's an 8-year-old kid. You tell him he's not allowed to watch TV tonight. He's devastated.
Yeah. Ropeable.
Yeah. We could go down the umpiring road
yeah.
All night.
All night.
I just think it's really simple. Like you've been told you're not allowed to abuse them. You're not allowed to put your arms out. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing is though, the arms out was like the one thing you could do without actually saying, you know what I mean? Just like, come on, you know? Now you're taking that away. It's like, oh man, I'm getting real angry.
I think there was the ridiculous one from the week that we didn't cover because we were on that Collective Minds camp last week, but where the Hawthorn players looked at the replay on the screen and then sort of gestured to each other.
Yeah.
And then there was a 50 and it was sort of like game was in the balance really
Yeah.
at that stage, and it was
Yeah, I think one of the issues is they're not paying all of them. They'll pay. They'll just
Yeah.
they're picking and they'll
Choose
pay.
and
They'll
choose.
miss like
Yeah.
40 billion.
Yep.
Classic. We're just like getting so angry at the
yeah.
umpire.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to. You know what? I don't know the solution, but it'll work. We'll work it out. Because I like the idea of, if it does work, of like having more respectful game. Because like everyone watches the AFL. It's like I think someone was talking about this. How it's like you start there symbolically, and it it does flow out. Like I was thinking about it. Like that's the stage. AFL is the biggest stage almost in the world, not the world, but it's a huge stage, and everyone's looking at it. It's like a drop of pebble in the water and it ripples out. So it's like you
Definitely.
get the energy in there a certain way. It just like flows out to all the millions of people watching it.
Absolutely. Starts a conversation with kids and their parents as well. You know, why did that 50 metre happen? You know, lesson there for the kid as well. Also for the parents, as we talked about.
That's it.
You can imagine Rube sitting there with his son on his lap one day. He says,
That's it, mate.
Dad, why did they pay that 50?
I tell you why, mate, because that umpire's a maggot.
Just on the emotion, what did you think of that Jack the Ginnivan from Collingwood kicking 5 goals?
Dude, that guy's a piece of
Anzac
work,
Day?
mate. I just saw the highlight of him doing the shushy.
Yeah.
And then I found him like a player, and I was like, "What do you mean? This guy's got a bit of long hair and a headband on, like, and he's like, you know, he's like." And I was like, "Who the fuck's this blonde-haired peroxide
I don't think that's been talked about enough. Like he copped all this heat for having the GoPro and the light work, all of this round one. Like Kane Corns.
I don't know any of this.
So Kane Corns after round one took issue with how he behaved after a game. He had a GoPro for the club that I think was live on Instagram or something. I don't understand how technology works, but
It wasn't live, I don't think, but
He-
he was vlogging after the game.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
And he said something like, "Oh,
A first win of many that was light work or something. You know, making
right.
making light of the win.
Sounds a bit of tongue in cheek.
Throwaway comment. He's a 19-year-old kid. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Cops a weak full barrage from Kane Corn saying
That
like,
makes
"Your
sense.
mate, you've played 5 games, this and that." Goes out the next week, cuts his hair, peroxide blonde,
Peroxide.
and
It's full shady.
you try and push him into the corner, and he's just jumped over you.
Yeah. I like that. See, I didn't know any of this.
And I think like, if anyone had any doubts over the performance and like how he's carrying on, yes, Monday's performance was really, really good.
yeah."
He was
that
spectacular, wasn't he?
good. Just nail it. Collingwood kicked straight in general, but yeah, just him and Guelphy, the two blonde-haired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, it was
I think
gone
Guelphy's a
down
little
on
bit
it.
little bit better looking, and pulls it off a little bit better, but
Double Malfoys.
didn't have quite the stat sheet.
Yeah, so the only minor thing I would say is
It's minor.
you just want to be mindful of having humility, I think.
Oh, yeah, of
not
course.
not rubbing. Just like you can have character without only having it when you're rubbing it in the opposition's face that you've kicked the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that he's he'll work that out. I'm not.
Yeah.
That,
You know, I
that's
always-
the only thing that's like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
you don't want to be paying out the like when he said he made light work of the Saints or whatever.
Yeah. I also think there's
Yeah.
there's something in being a bit of a villain as well, because I
Yeah,
think
hard.
like a villain brings more people together than a hero.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways, that sounded more profound than I meant it to be.
It was
But
Are
very-
you the Marvel movie man? Or was that Rubes?
That's me, mate.
Yeah.
that's Rubes.
Still haven't watched one.
But like, I feel like mutual hate, and that comes back to my idea for a dating app where you actually match based on things that you hate rather than things that you like.
so smart.
Yeah. But I've heard it mentioned a couple of times since I had the first light bulb moment, so it might already be in the works. But I feel like hating something together is sometimes more enjoyable than loving something together.
Absolutely. Think about how many moments we've shared over hating something.
AFL umpires.
Yeah.
And they're taking that away. So now we've got Ginnivan to talk about.
Legend.
Good man.
Easy.
Easy.
Quickly go through the games backwards. Swans, Hawks. Yes, Hawks came out firing.
Yeah.
And then
Can't get a read on the
Swans-
Hawks.
Yeah,
They really died in the ass.
Yeah, they come out strong. They had a bit. Need to play 4 quarters, I guess. But Swans.
Swans looking good.
Yeah, they're playing well, but definitely beatable. Melbourne and Tigers.
Too strong.
I thought that was a pretty good game.
Yep. Yeah, Richmond on paper. I was looking at it on paper during that game, and I'm like, Richmond have a fine team. Like these are premiership players.
They do, yeah.
They got enough young people. That's a good thing. But
Dusty Martin back out on the track during the week
mate,
as
you
well.
put that in there. But obviously Melbourne are in a very clinical phase at the moment.
They also had like 100 behinds too.
Yeah. I was saying how about some guy wrote in. Actually, I'll get the email up.
Get it up,
I
son.
do want to go through some emails later, but
Oh, one early. Don't mind if I do.
I've had this one in the bank for a couple of weeks because it got sick and
I thought we had a
Jesus, don't even know where it is.
we had a retreat, didn't we?
Where are we? Something good.
A couple of weeks ago. Looking through my
Something
emails.
good.
Mid podcast.
Oh, we'll cut this part out.
Nah, keep it in. Come on. Come on.
Dude, I'm how going to get HJs after
Dude!
this.
I'm not, because the last time that you fucking did this, I went and bought that stupid pork belly burger.
You're an idiot.
I know!
And I didn't even get HJs.
Oh, man.
Skinny guts for me.
It was so
Fat guts for you.
It was so bad.
Yeah, I said.
Dude, bit of voice today.
There's a frog in that throat.
Yeah.
Ribbit. Hi, I'm the frog that lives in Brad's throat.
I'm the frog in Brad's throat. Rabbit. I'm also a homosexual frog. Big gay frog in Brad's throat.
They do make those.
Dude, that's actually a good bit right there. Go frog and Brad's throat.
Right.
Very similar to a bit that Zach on Annie Donna already does.
Fuck.
I'm a frog.
He wants to go frog.
Yeah, I was saying the guy who holds the target in the Melbourne's cheer squad.
Yeah.
I say he was out of form early because they kicked like 12 points.
Oh, word.
Because I got an email in from Mitch Bowles.
Ballsy.
He's like, hello Bradley. I hope you and the family are well. My name's just Brad, by the way, but I'm fine with using Bradley as a nickname.
Bradley's a real name.
I hope you and the family are well. I just wanted to point out the target that the Melbourne Demons cheer squad bring to every game. I believe there is a direct correlation between the success of the club in recent years and the target. They're top of the ladder as I'm currently writing it. As I'm writing, they kicked 19 goals, 5 against GWS. Well, they didn't kick well on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I believe there is a bit in this as no other team's cheer squads possess a target in which the player taking the set shot can aim at. What are your thoughts on this matter?
I think that's just total coincidence, to be honest with you.
I would like just a little remix on the concept of the target. So, like in the Big Bash, the leader in the cricket, the leading run scorer has a yellow hat on.
Yeah.
I think that there should be like a yellow hat in every cheer squad, and it should line up to someone directly behind the goals from where the person is, because the target would be hard to move around. And so what the cheer squad has to commit to is everyone else sort of kneeling down while this one guy in a yellow hat's got his arms up. Just kick the ball to me, mate.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you were talking, but I was listening to this cricket that I think is in the back of the headphones.
There is a cricket.
Yeah.
I think it's
This
outside
is
the
great,
house.
Pod. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing up the cricket.
Well, I couldn't help it.
Well, I like that idea, and I think that the target or having a man there, I think it does work. So I feel like it could be working the target. You line up, you're seeing that, you're kicking towards the target, and
You guys are talking. I'm listening to
forget
cricket.
about the cricket. Also, that concept of the Big Bash wearing the yellow hat, I wouldn't mind seeing the leading goal scorer wear some sort of,
So hold on.
cool pants or something.
Rubes and I were sort of.
You hear the cricket too?
No, I'm not talking about
Oh,
the
okay.
fucking cricket.
I'm talking about the fucking cricket.
You're banned from the cricket. All right. Three times.
No, when
Great.
you-
I'm happy.
Really bad
to
podcast,
have
dude.
gone. No, it's an all right podcast. But
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
no, Well, I thought. I mean, maybe this was you. You thought it was about the cricket. We locked eyes and so went.
We did.
Oh,
We did.
I thought it was about the yellow hat. So what's going on with this yellow hat and the big bash? What?
The leading run scorer in the competition wears a yellow hat. Everyone else wears their black team caps. And then when they're out there, they've got a yellow hat on. So
When they're batting,
when they're fielding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the leading run scorer hat. It's like a special
of
hat.
the whole competition.
It's like wearing the yellow jersey at the
in
Tour de France. Jesus, like, what's the Tour de France?
Yeah.
Actually, now that I'm back on board and listening, I think that's a great idea.
But you like that.
So yellow target is the.
We're sort of going all over the place now because I got my notes and then the footy's up there. But
It's good that you brought up
Paddy-
that email and then blah, blah, blah
Yeah.
through most of it.
the what?
That was so good. You're like halfway through the email and you're like, blah, blah, blah. That was so good.
Did I?
Yeah, you just like,
look for the email.
you
Spend longer looking for the email.
You just full yada 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 him. I was so good.
No, but I thought I made a decision. I
No,
was
it
about
was
to
smart.
do
It
that,
was
but
smart.
then
It
I
was
went,
smart.
okay, no, because I did that last time, and I was like, I want to read them out, and I just started reading past. But
Nah.
Paddy McCartan might. Oh, no, I don't think he did. Got concussed, but they're just cautious.
You're joking. What's
He
that?
got hit in the head twice ish. But
Ish?
I don't. Well, he went back with the pack quite strongly, and then
So
I
he
think
got hit.
someone kneed him in the head.
Far out.
But then it might have been precautionary. But it was funny because I feel like everyone was like, oh, he hasn't. He always gets injured, blah, 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 whatever people were commenting. But it's like, you forgot he did play all last year in like the VFL and it was fine. So maybe it's that step up to the AFL. It's just another fucking level.
I reckon he's 100% going to be fine. Like, I feel like the universe isn't going to roll him in that way. Like, he had so many, I guess, like near misses. And it's like, oh, if you get one more, like, you're done, mate. And I just feel like before that reason, they're like, nah. Like, you're going to have a few, close hits, stuff like that, but no full concussions. Like, you're all G. Keep playing, Paddy. Keep believing.
Cool. Suns, Brisbane. Zach Bailey kicked 6. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach Bailey's in some.
He is a
form.
nice player.
Some good. I like the Coleman at the moment. There's a few guys kicking some goals.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that because I actually checked that. Mainly because I know that Texas kicked
Rubes
4
is,
in like 3 rounds. So
Research.
I was like, how far off is like Texas coming in hot, kicking a lot of goals? I saw that I think Tommy Hawkins is top with 20, and then like Jez has got 19. Or am I wrong? I might have checked it.
No,
a bit
you're about
before the
right.
end.
That's about right.
Yeah, we'll say that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And Joey
And
Danaher's doing well again.
Yeah, so it was just like a really like even. It was like anyone could do it though, and I was really early on. But yeah, sometimes start of the season, it's like someone's like, 5 ahead already, and it's like, you're always catching that person. It's like, nah, it's anyone's
We've
game.
been begging for some big forwards for a few years.
Yeah.
Now. There's a glut.
They
of
can
full
smell it. Buddy kicked the 1,000. They want it. They want that 100. Max
major.
King kicked 1 goal, 7 on the weekend.
That was always gonna happen.
Maxi,
You're not gonna
yeah.
get the 100.
Maxi's almost banned for me, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm with Moats on that
he's
one.
almost banned.
Almost.
I've got a new policy. I don't get around anyone until they're actually good. I'm sick of waiting on potential.
He is good though.
Nah, 1 goal, 7.
Yeah,
That's still pretty good potential.
I feel like
potential.
Bad kick. I'm a big subscriber to the bad kicking is bad
Yeah.
footy philosophy.
Moats is. I think he's a great player. But I feel like everyone's been talking about him being like the greatest forward ever. And it's like, I swear he's kicking like 3 goals in 1 minute each week. And then everyone's like, oh, like he's playing unreal. It's like, he had a great minute. Like, talk about that minute he had.
Only needs 1, mate.
That's true. It's like crickets, mate. You know what they say. I'll keep cricketing.
I've got an email as well for Moats.
Ooh.
Actually, there was a couple of people because when I had the week off, a couple of people were like,
Yeah, where you been?
what's ground of the week? Or what did he say? He said something about he sent me an article about bad change rooms, and he was like, "Wonder if Moats could pan off
Here we go.
into change rooms."
I'm feeling an executive producer credit for this email.
Yeah. I feel like there's some rough changes.
Yeah, I got a
out
lot
there.
of email. I'm bloody.
You banked up, baby?
Picture like a guy at an office with just files everywhere, just papers, except they're all in my.
Electronic.
They're all organised very well in my
in your
photos.
Gmail.
There's just all white. People can
Metaphorical.
see. It's just the bottom. It's just white. Basil Zemplis. He did a. Basically, we've gone into the email part now.
Just watching you read your emails. For anyone listening at home for the last 5 minutes.
He said, Freo, this is his tweet. Freo are a top 8 team. Essendon aren't. This is a couple weeks ago. I reckon Freo Dockers should try and bury Essendon here. So this has been when they played Essendon, they were winning. They should try and bury them here, not play it safe. Go for a huge victory away from home. Turn it on. They're good enough. Really send a message to themselves even. I was like,
That's really good.
Basil getting fired up.
Yeah.
I can feel the emotion. Basil's like, get it! Kill them, no mercy.
I imagine him being his normal self while saying that. I can't imagine him being like real medieval, like, and being like, rip their heads off. I imagine him just being Basil.
That's funny because the next email says, hello, my liege. Bit of medieval.
Very medieval.
Medieval, yeah.
From old Nick Wines, but that's...
Wansy.
That was just about the Brad Scott descent. We've already talked about that.
About that.
Thanks, Wansy.
Thanks, Wansy.
Wyatt B. Gordon. Does anyone know why they don't just kick it out when in the kick out? Don't they just run out the square and kick a barrel down the middle every time? It seems to work.
No, I'm with you.
Seems like a much faster avenue to goal, and seems like it works. I feel like a bit like the Canadian club ad where they say, I only drink it because my dad drinks it, and the coaches just don't because their coach told them not to.
That was niche.
Yeah. I like a completely perfect reference, really.
Yeah. That was unbelievable. Hey, what was his name? Goldface Wyatt? Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen Westworld.
No.
Good show. Chris Barclay said North Melbourne.
Wait, Chris Barclay? That is dope. Chris Barclay.
Sounds French.
Yeah, man, that's elite.
Heading North Melbourne, bold. Hi, Brad. Not a North Melbourne. It's not even a North Melbourne supporter.
Well, Barkers, I know where you can shove your opinion, mate.
Sorry, before we even keep going, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than sending an email and being like, North Melbourne, and being like, I'm not a North Melbourne fan. Before we go any further.
But I watched today's game and wondered what's happened to them in the last few years. I noticed in the last few years that when they sing their club song, they removed the bit that at the start where they used to say heart to heart and hands to hand, beneath the blue and white we stand, etc. And instead they now jump straight into joining the chorus. I've noticed a direct link between the club song and their performance. I think there's something in this. Chris Barclay.
Moats, you want to take the lead on this one?
I think maybe they may have had a chat internally and said, the extra long song seems like Carry On when we're only winning 2 games a year. I don't know that for sure.
Could be a good point.
I feel like that may have something to do with it, Barkers.
I don't know. I don't mind the heart to heart, hand to hands.
Neither. I think it's important.
Also, such a young group, they probably don't all know the words.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that part, although I kind of have a 0.1% of a memory of North Melbourne's doing some weird things before their song, like just talking, I think. Which is probably what that was.
It's more like a chant, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can we get that up? I want to see this chant.
Get a chant up.
We are running low on battery, but that's fine.
Ooh.
Wow. I think they need the full version.
There was some positive
there
words
was
in there.
some really positive, and I'm big on that.
Respecting the native
club
land.
song.
Yeah, the native land is essential.
And the fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, all those things can only mean good things are coming.
Because then they're like, join in the chorus. What chorus?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that is a chorus.
Which one? Which one, though?
The whole song's a chorus.
Yeah, I reckon you might be onto something there, Chris Barclay.
Yeah.
A Barclay.
I think that's a good call.
Chris, beautiful, that finish. For those following along with the Uncle Glenn, we have the gatekeeper coming on in a minute, actually. But this guy on the weekend, he said, hi, mate. Just posted on the Facebook. He was like, hi, mate. Just wanted to touch base and see how Uncle Glenn's tips have been going. Been a bit inconsistent myself, so just wondering how his method is panning out. But it'd be great if you could all provide an update. Cheers.
Rate that. Yeah. Well, we'll find out very soon.
I commented back. I wasn't sure if he understood that I'd lost. I did reply back.
Yeah.
I'd lost, and then he was...
Well, I guess that kind of works hand in hand. He's been struggling, we don't have the tips, so makes sense.
Actually, before we go to the gatekeeper, we'll just finish off if there's the rest of these games. So Carlton Fremantle.
Carlton Freo was a really good game. Did you watch it?
Yeah, a little bit of. I think I did watch it. Kind of game in the round. Well, it was talked up to be.
Yeah.
2 teams are playing well now.
I was at a wedding.
Port West Coast. Yeah, Port are back. The best till last.
Happy with the quality of
Mate,
your opposition.
it's so funny. We're on the bottom ladder now. We're like, I don't know, 12.
You're like 12th. Like, yeah.
12, like 2 games out the ladder. You know,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
People get dramatic. But Bulldogs, Crows, yeah, we sort of talked about that. That was a cool game. The big Texan probably got 9 Brownlow. No, you know. The Big Easy. What was? Yeah, that was a story.
Story about the Big Easy.
I
got a lot of stories about the Big Easy, to be honest with you. But we were, what do you call it? Moats came into the shop the other day. The shop in which I own, Room on Fire. Shout outs to that.
Did you start the name Big Easy?
Oh, no. So I went to the, I reckon it was Crows Frio as well. And it was about two years ago, maybe even 3.
Yeah, 3 years
I reckon
ago.
3 years ago. And I'd work and I went there at like basically after half time. Mum was already there, like in the seats, whatever. And I rock up and I sit down right like next to her and she goes, "This kid next to me is effing hilarious. Like he's so funny and he's got nicknames for all the players. He loves it. He absolutely loves it." And it's like right on cue, I reckon, you know, like seconds after that, he's like, "Big Easy, Big Easy." And I was like, "Who is Big Easy?" Worked out it's Himmelberg, and I was like, "That is the dopest nickname ever." And then I'm doing it too. I'm like, "Yes, Big Easy." Told Moats about it, and then turns out that's his actual nickname.
Yeah, I met him and I was like, "Oh, hey man!" Like, didn't realize it was him, just really tall blonde guy. And I was like, "Hey man, are you Elliot Himmelberg?" He's like, "Yeah, cool man. Like, nice to meet you." I was like, "Actually, yeah, my mate calls you the Big Easy," and he goes, "Yeah."
That's my nickname.
And then like I sort of at the time I sort of scratched my head. I thought he'd get around that.
Yeah.
And then I went to the next Crows game and everyone was calling him the Big Easy. I was like, okay, so that's
What are you going to do?
But I like to think it was that kid that
I
invented
like-
it and it just
yeah.
spread around the crowd.
I like to think so too. What's even better about that story, real quick, is that you know, kind of after that too, I was like, "Oh, Mum, he's amazing, whatever." And then Mum turns to him at some stage and said something along the lines of like, "Oh, are you Josh? Let's just call him Josh." And he was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, I thought so. You know, you went to the school that I like taught at, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Mum, you're telling me this whole time it was only now you realise that this kid's like an ex-student of yours? Like,
You
come
knew
on,
his
please."
name. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was huge.
What was the story about Moats not caring about Big Easy?
So back at the shop once again, my lovely neighbour is Clarity Records, and the man behind the scenes is Matty Horvath, aka Footy.
He's like naming his full name.
Dude, I'm naming him.
why is his nickname Footy?
His nickname is Footy because he loves footy. So I've been a customer there like for well over a decade, and I
Was
remember
it the bacon cheeseburger guy?
that Demon Skull.
Okay.
That's Demon Skull. Come on.
He's nicknamed that because he loves demon skulls.
So this guy is the guy behind the scenes watching footy in the back.
No, he's very much like it's his shop, you know. Like Footy is Clarity
Footy at
Records,
front.
but he's a footy fanatic.
Do you watch footy? You should have some sort of
Sometimes
system
we do.
on a Saturday,
Sometimes we do.
Saturday Arvo.
Yeah. We
understand.
yarn and whatnot.
lot of vegan straight edge footy fans. I think you'll
Tons.
find name footy.
Yeah, particularly. But anyway, so Moats was in the shop the other day, swung through, and naturally I had to go get Footy, you know, and we had a little yarn. He loves motor, always loves talking about Moats. And then the next day, like we were in the back having a chat or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, I've got beef with Moats, by the way." And I was like, "Fuck, what has Moats done? Like, Footy's the nicest man on earth. Like, would not hurt a fly, literally." And I was like, "Geez, what's he done?" And he's like, his words exactly were, he wasn't really up and about when we're talking about the Big Easy.
He wants me to be up and about, more up and about the Big Easy, the third tall forward in a team that I don't follow.
We love it.
To be honest, I actually feel that from him. I was not up and about enough. I think next week up and about, and we need to get me more up and about.
We do. That's exactly what next week.
Dude, that would have been a great. That would have been
a great segue. Bit of craft.
Should have run through that before the show, but I came in without a belt. All right.
That's what I said
But we'll speak louder. Why are you
man. Just for anyone listening out there, Brad's got a little run sheet or whatever, and it said like up and about.
It's good now.
It said up and about. I swear it said up and about Rubes like Footy. And I was like, oh, dope. We can talk about my man Footy, not thinking Moats was up and about enough about the Big Easy. And Brad was like, nah.
And now it's time for Uncle Glenn's Footy Tips.
All right. We have a very special guest on the podcast at the moment. We've tracked him down, the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper.
Welcome.
Gentlemen, good evening. How are we?
Yeah, not bad.
Thanks
for joining us. Firstly, for the listeners, I'll just freshen everyone up on the situation. Basically, Uncle Glenn, we had him on the podcast a few weeks back. We're following along with his footy tipping competition, where they do all the tips at the start of the year. But I accidentally misplaced his sheet.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that.
And I didn't realise he only had the one copy, and the only other way to get a spare is from the person who's sort of running the competition, I guess, who they call the gatekeeper, who has all everyone's tips locked away in a safe. And so we brought him on today to sort of go through what how we can maybe get another copy of my Uncle Glenn's footy tips so that we can continue on the segment.
Yep.
Because there's a bit of a process.
And there's a cult following to the segment as well. People want to know.
Yes.
Well, I want to know.
Yeah. No, so absolutely. Look, it's not a simple process, gentlemen. All right, it's complicated and it requires a lot of people working together to get this done. But before we go into that, is this an Uncle Glenn issue?
I believe so. I believe it's definitely an Uncle Glenn issue.
Yeah, we're speaking on behalf of Uncle Glenn, if that's what you mean.
If he has no other way of accessing his tips, and the only way that we can get to his tips is through the gate, so to speak, the gate that I keep. It's what we need is we need all 12 members of the tipping competition to nominate a date that they all agree upon.
You're joking.
And time. And then we need them all to activate their key at the exact same time in order to open the gate to get to the tips.
All right, so that's like almost like an online banking thing where you need to get the code and you get the code and then you type it in.
So it's like a modern system. We're not talking physical keys here.
No, I don't think we're talking physical keys.
It used to be physical keys, but the modern era has got rid of a lot of the ceremony and all this.
I was actually looking forward to getting all 12 members with physical keys.
I thought it was physical keys.
So has this ever happened before?
Well, not to my knowledge. I hear rumours. I put it down to myth that sometime in the 40s, 12 fellas were actually able to organise this, but I don't know. I've never seen it myself.
Well, how long have you been gatekeeping? Well, how did you get the role of gatekeeper?
Can I just say I'm a little bit disappointed that my pride and joy, gatekeeping, has become a bit of a slur in recent times. But perhaps that's a discussion for another time.
We meant no disrespect. We meant no disrespect.
No, I know. Well, I've been gatekeeping for about 10 years now. But it's in the family. My father was a gatekeeper.
Right.
His father was a gatekeeper before him.
Makes sense.
There's family stories that from the commencement of the SANFL, somebody in our lineage was the original gatekeeper.
Wow.
That's I've actually been gaslighting for the last 10 years. And my father before me and his father before him, big line of gaslighters. Understand tradition.
Yeah, these things run in the family.
And so, why is there even a need for a gatekeeper? Why is there a vault in the first place? What sort of, why does it need such high security, this particular...
Well, because as you well know, Brad, tipping competitions run on trust. Trust is sadly something that can be broken unless there is a system in place to make sure that everybody's tips are kept safe.
That's very true.
So that's why gatekeepers exist.
Without that, it's anarchy, Brad.
We can't have anarchy.
It's the only way to hold up the integrity of the competition.
You said it best.
So the gatekeeper, I was saying with that, and I know that you're in this role for a reason and you wouldn't be there, like you said, it's in your lineage, but how can we trust you?
Yeah.
Exactly. Where's your credentials?
Yeah. You're just a man that I've got a number off of my uncle. Uncle
Glenn. As I said, this gatekeeping business, this runs in the family. This is a position that I take seriously. Okay? I swore an oath, a gatekeeping oath, and I will never break that oath. Also, I'm a justice of the peace and a lawyer, but leaving that to one.
He's got documentation.
It's the gatekeeping oath that you can take to the bank.
Oi.
This is part of the reason why this has very rarely, if ever, been done before. It's hard to get everybody to agree to open the vault. Most people, keep their tips themselves. But if, Uncle Glenn loses them or Brad loses Uncle Glenn's tips on his behalf, we have to get everybody to agree, everybody to organise this.
And so,
and it's not easy to do.
Yeah, is there anyone in the competition that maybe is a bit of a hard sort of a hard task or
Hard nut to crack.
Yeah, they're a bit stubborn and set in their ways, and they don't trust what we're doing. They think we're trying to steal the tips.
Yeah.
Is there some ploy? Yeah. Is there
some
Well, some people are very suspicious, and I don't want to name names, but you might get some resistance from some parties, and they're well within their rights to be suspicious.
All right,
I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of everything now, Brad.
All right, so I guess what will happen now is you'll give me off air a list of all the details for everyone in the league, and I'll start following them up and see if we can get the okay from everyone. And you might even send out an email, give them all a heads up that I will be emailing them as well.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we'll get all 12 to sign off, and we'll come back to you, and we'll get this gate open. We'll get these tips. We'll quick photocopy, and we'll be on our way.
I've got a feeling this is going to be a real simple process.
Simples.
Uncle
Easy.
Glenn's been very patient in this whole process. I thought I should mention.
I wonder how he's going.
It would be great to sort of get those tips to him.
All right, so we good to go then?
Yeah.
Well, you do actually need the permission of the gatekeeper himself.
On top of the others.
On top of everybody else. And I give that permission.
Had us on the cliff there, GK.
Wow.
Thank you, Gatekeeper. Very grateful. Great to meet you.
Yeah, it's an honour.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
honour. We look forward to speaking to you in the future.
Yep. All
Thank you.
signatures.
Godspeed.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Happy to assist.
Au revoir.
Yeah, play that.
Hit it, Jesus.
He's the man with a vision. He's the man with a dream. It's the Dream Team check-in with McVan.
All right, welcome back to the pod. Tom McVan, T-Mac, Dream Team extraordinaire, live from
the South Melbourne studios.
South Melbourne.
Man, I'm giddy.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but he's on the backdrop is he's on a balcony looking over the Melbourne lights.
Beautiful.
So, Tom, you've had to move over to Melbourne, mate. That's not a COVID protocol thing. You're not in a bubble at the moment for Dream Team. Is that sort of professionally related or?
Yeah, professionally related. So yeah, just a work related move, which I've been thinking about for some time and finally pulled the trigger. So very exciting.
I know it was a long time coming, mate. There would have been a lot of preparation that went into it. How has this affected your preparation as a fantasy league coach?
Funny you say that, because I've, for the last, I reckon, 7 or 8 years, I've had an alarm in my phone that goes on every winter that goes off at 5:55 p.m. for the teams on Thursday night. And I maintain that alarm, only to realise I've now got to put an alarm for 6:25.
Oh, wow.
The teams come out later, so that's a pain. Having to wait for teams, until 6:30 at night. I'm doing things, I'm busy.
He's still got the old alarm, and he keeps going, shit.
Half an hour early.
Yeah, so that's a pain. And the games start later too. But other than that, it's been pretty seamless.
Yeah, people have been like, there's been a lot of talk on Twitter, like, oh, they should make the games half an hour earlier, but they don't realise in Adelaide it's the perfect time. Yeah. So that's going to,
Perfect in Adelaide. And I do understand that now. And that's why I'll still fight tooth and nail for that to be maintained, because it is perfect in Adelaide.
Yep, you're a company man. Apparently, well, I don't know. It hasn't affected you too much, because I hear a rumor you're top of the table at the moment.
Yeah,
nice,
life has been very kind to 102 Footy these past few weeks, and stoked. Look, as I said, I think last year, the last thing you want to be in fantasy is the best team. You're just a sitting duck with the equalising that happens and all sorts of things. But look, we'll take it because we're just flying at the moment.
Well, you're last to get to pick any players up, as I believe.
Correct.
In
You're
the
spot on.
draft.
So that takes its toll. So yeah, look, would I be upset if we had a couple of shock losses? Probably not. But we'll take it. Take it as it comes.
But we won't throw out the word tanking.
No,
of course.
No. That's a very big word. So no, I wouldn't. Yeah.
What's your have you picked anyone up? So have you, maybe not even just now when you've been top in the past, have you actually picked up a decent player while being top? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is, but you've kind of got to be ahead of the curve. So what you'll almost do is you'll have a suspicion about a player before it happens.
Yep.
And then you'll pick up a speculative player sort of on that weekend before the breakout happens. Now, obviously, low percentage play, but that's kind of how you're going to do it. Now, you could get lucky on the waiver wire, but it's pretty unlikely. Everyone's pretty switched on this year, so you've got to try and play a couple of steps ahead of the game.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess at the top, you are the man, so if anyone can do it.
It's you, T-Mac.
Yep.
It's the man. So, yeah, talk us through what players have been doing well or doing...
Yeah. Well, the blessing of it all is that everyone's just been performing so well. I would say that the star contributors are very much known quantities in the fantasy world, but someone who wasn't going into the year was Jack Sinclair, who has been something of a barometer for St Kilda, and you can almost ascribe their success to him in a sense. He's been awesome. I'm not concerned about the return of Zach Jones and Dan Hanbury if it happens, because I think he's consolidated that role in their midfield, and he's been awesome for me. He was a great find, and as a defender playing in the midfield, he's obviously invaluable. And yeah, there's been some other guys who've stepped up, but it's all around the field. I don't really have any bad players at this point in time.
We were. That's unheard of. Now that you're living in the home of footy, T-Mac, you keen to get out to any games and see anyone in your team in the flesh? See them go to work?
Yeah, I had the displeasure recently of going out to see James Warple live in the flesh when he played a full game, and this is the first time I've seen this happen. He had more centre-bounce attendances than he had points. He had 13 centre-bounce attendances, so 10 points. Played a full game, and I watched him from the bleachers of the MCG. I was in the members' enclosure of the Melbourne Cricket Club, watching James Warple all game. Dad's pointing out things that are happening in the game. I'm like, fuck, I'm not watching that. What's Warple doing? What's he doing?
I did notice a little red dot on the back of Warple's head at the later stages of that game, and I'm happy he didn't pull the trigger.
Wow,
mate.
that would be
took a lot of
so
restraint.
funny if McVan just sprinted on the field.
It was fucking phenomenal. And he played 72% time on ground, so a decent amount of game time.
That's crazy.
And again, on the ball, 10 points.
Is that why he got dropped? Well, I think he was a sub in the end,
Yeah,
but
correct.
I didn't
That's
realise
right.
that's what happened.
He came on as the
Yeah.
sub that next week and was electric when he came on, so I think he got the message.
That's true. Yeah, he did. But that was one game I went to. But I'm looking to get out to a few more over the coming weeks. And just watching my players. Really.
That's really cool living in Melbourne,
Absolutely.
watching all that footy. I can't wait to do that one day. Did you drop Warple after that, or?
Yeah, like a stone. I actually did it. I did it before even picking anyone up. I just dropped him on the Sunday night when the lockout lifted. I just went, out you go.
Wow.
Send a message. Yeah.
Well, that's what you got to do as the cutthroat coach of the top of the ladder. But
team, yeah.
Great checking with your team, Mac. We'll
check in with you very soon,
mate. Can I just quickly say, Melbourne looks fantastic on you, Mac.
He does.
You've got a glow. You've got a rosy hue going on. You're looking incredible. You're bubbly as anything.
Top of the ladder.
Yeah.
It's
I'm loving the set that you guys are in as well. It's some I see you north facing these days, or I hear you north facing these days. And, it's working wonders. Love it.
Thanks, T-Mac. Astute as always, mate. Thank you very much. See you later.
See you, Charles.
Ciao.
Always go full wingspan shepherd. Just like a bird. I will keep you safe, my son. Care for you like a shepherd too.
All right, brings us to the end of another episode.
In conclusion.
Thank you all for listening.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks very much. Make sure you're doing something algorithmically.
Do something! Do something! Do something!
Yes,
Speaking
we
of-
appreciate all the support of the podcast.
I would like it if Brad did say right now, and that was fix our headphones.
Yeah.
Stop playing with the headphones.
Got it. That feels good.
That does feel good.
So yeah, we appreciate all the support listening out there. Feel free to message in if you have anything, any correspondence.
Yeah, anything on your mind?
In the new email, the roaming emails segment.
Yes.
Actually, I don't have a tweet this week.
What? No tweets. I look forward to them.
I wanted to tweet too.
Doing it. Well, I'm doing a different thing, a live, just in place of the tweet this week.
Like a live tweet?
A bit of a live tweet.
Okay, I'm into that.
Actually, I don't know if this will fit in the amount of characters you get for a tweet. I was going to do this in a Facebook post. Maybe if you're listening out there, it was a draft. I didn't think it was good enough, but maybe you could send me a message if you
like it.
If you like it. So the setting the scene is Paddy Cripps was getting interviewed at halftime of the Port Carlton game, and this is a very short conversation that happened in my family as we're watching it at the river.
Unreal. All right, should I just hold this in the middle, boys?
Yep.
Take it away.
So Rubes is playing my dad, and Moats is playing my uncle.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Paddy Cripps interview at halftime.
Okay, so that's the title.
You know, he went over and helped out Kangaroo Island when they had those bushfires.
Yeah, I nearly went over there.
Actually, I'm not sure he actually went over there. I think he might have just signed some jerseys to raise some money.
Yeah, he might not have actually been on the hammer and tongs.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck, I actually like that.
I just need a moment. I'm a method actor. I just need to get outside of Uncle Paul right now.
Yeah, I'm still in Pacino from a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, he may not have actually been on that. Tongs.
Hammer and Tongs just always reminds me of our great friend, the Fossil Newman.
Yep.
When of course he was talking about giving up. What do you want to give up?
He once gave up the cans. He gave up the cans for Lent, but he told his fans not to worry because he'd still be going hammer and tongs on the studies.
See you next week.
Love you, Nemo.
Hammer and Tongs.